So I think it's Wednesday.
I hope
I
so.
think so.
I'm really glad that it's Wednesday. I always say that it's the downhill slide of
It's
the week.
Hump day.
Hump day. This is a perspective. My name's McCall.
I'm Mima.
And I don't know who I am
That's producer Butters. He's learning
every day.
Eventually.
I learn something new every day, guys.
every day.
Every day.
See, I have been having this conversation with Dustin over the last little while. Dustin's my boyfriend. We've been together for like 10 years. For those that don't know, now you do. But I've been going through this list of like, I feel like I get home, I do the same thing. It's very monotonous, right? You do this 9 to 5, quote unquote. You go home, you eat your dinner, you watch some TV, you go to bed, you wake up, you do it all over
Oh
again.
my gosh, that's what I do.
That sounds
Yes.
like my life.
We're very Groundhog Day with it, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking to Dustin yesterday, and he was like, I just want to start like doing things because I feel like I'm super lazy when I come home because I just don't do anything. And granted, you know, he's climbing up and down ladders all day long. So, like, yeah, you are the laziest human I've ever met.
I think as you get older, you're just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
turns into this like, meh.
I am a robot. I
Right.
do the same thing every day.
Right. And that's exactly what it turns into. So I was talking with him about it a little bit, but also like just in general, I think that, you know, we're going to end up getting to the stages of our lives and we're going to be like, wow, I wish I had done more or whatever, right? All of that cliche-ish that everybody talks about.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this cool list.
Wear sunscreen.
Wear sunscreen. For the love.
It's a whole song. I'll play it for you later.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Okay.
Anyway.
Apparently she knows it.
It's a great song. Anyway, so I found this list of things that we can do at the end of a day, basically, to try and be better, I don't know, invigorated or whatever.
And all G-rated, right?
From what I can tell, yes.
Okay, good.
There's nothing, it came from like LinkedIn or one of those
Oh, good.
Indeed, some job hunting site. I don't really know. They wanted to
Oh.
benefit top of funnel advertising,
go.
right? That's what they're going for. They want to suck you down in. So again, G-rated.
Succubus.
So we have this list, and I'm going to do this because I saw it on TikTok, and it's broken up into 4 different categories. And the categories are activities with friends or family, skill or knowledge building activities. Bless you. Activities for your mental and physical well-being, and activities for productivity. So this
Mental.
is huh?
Mental. Let's
Mental.
go.
Yes. So I'm going to go through and put each of these into a jar. So I have 4 different jars. So then I can pick from these different jars during the week
Oh, okay.
to try and go through and do it. So you want to go through the mental one first?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So for the activities for your mental and physical well-being, super important that you stay on top of it, obviously, especially go to the gym. Experiencing any sort of challenges in the workplace or whatever, it's a really good way to reduce stress. So taking a walk or hiking is number 1,
Love that.
Not applicable now.
right? I mean, you could, but, you know,
It's just snowshoeing.
bundle up. So
Yeah.
Or die.
meditate is number 2. I love meditating. Like I had this conversation with a friend the other day who was like, I can't meditate. I can't. It's impossible to sit down and make my brain be quiet, right?
Same.
One of my favorite thoughts and exercises when it comes to meditating, look around the room right now, find 4 things that are green. Okay. Look around the room and find 2 things that are blue.
I don't see blue.
I don't see any blue.
Oh, there we go.
That whole poster is blue.
Oh, it's to our
Oh, I
backs.
found it. Okay.
Okay. So you got 2 things that are blue.
Mhm.
You got like, look at 2 things that are yellow. Find 2 things that are yellow, right? So you're doing these things, and that's a practice of thoughtfulness, and now you're in the moment. So basically it's this restructuring of, so it's super easy to like meditate at that point, right? Just
Okay.
while you're whatever, walking, whatever, you just think, okay, 4 things that are green, and then you just stop, and it brings you into the moment. So very like meditative, open-minded, right?
So it's basically like a distraction.
Well, everything else is distraction. But like when you have to think about 4 things that are green, it brings you into the awareness of this moment. So you quiet your brain.
So wouldn't TikTok for 4 hours do the same thing?
No.
No.
That's disassociation.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
So,
You're still disassociating.
but you're not, because when you think disassociate, so when you
Words are hard,
What
okay?
just happened?
he doesn't know his name, he's figuring it all out, okay? So disassociation is where you are going into something to distract yourself from life. Okay? From work,
Right.
from whatever. Awareness is bringing yourself into the moment.
But you're still distracting yourself.
No,
because
you're
like,
bringing-
look at the green things.
No,
Look at
so
this.
it's-
look at
You're
that.
becoming more
But you're
aware
becoming
of your
aware of
surroundings.
surroundings in the moment instead of going into your phone and blocking everything out,
Mhm.
right? So you're just bringing awareness into it. That's what meditation does.
Mhm.
Is that just brings awareness to your existence.
But I usually know what's going on around me most of the time anyways.
Good for you. Do you ever shut your brain off though? And you have your brain stop thinking about like, okay, well, when I get home, I need to do this. Okay, well, while I'm here, I need to do this and this and this. And then I need to do this. And then I wonder what that song was that I heard 15 minutes ago and I can't remember.
believe that person
It's
said
generally
that.
when I'm not doing something, like sitting.
Okay.
But if I'm like working, I guess, I don't know. Like,
So how often do you think about the breath that is coming into your nose?
never. I mean, when I go to sleep.
Fair. Because I can't breathe. So,
I do that when I have a panic attack, and that's
Yep.
how I know I'm having a panic attack, because I'm like, okay, breathe.
yeah.
Okay, hold it in. Okay, let go.
So-
now breathe.
Breathing and focusing on your breathing is also practice of meditation. If you just are aware of the breath that is coming into your nose and out through your mouth or out through your nose
maybe,
or whatever.
Maybe this is some form of meditation, but I have recently,
Mhm.
so before I go to bed,
Mhm.
I lay in bed.
Good. That's a good
And I
place
usually-
to go to bed.
I know it's weird, but
Strange. No, usually we sleep in our cars, but
I can't.
anyway, beside the point. Sorry.
I lay on my back.
Uh-huh.
And so I have to put a mask on because, sleeping problem.
I feel that.
So
Mhm.
usually I do that, but then I usually like breathe in, breathe out, and I try to not necessarily clear my brain, but I usually think about something that is not work/life related.
Mhm.
So like, I know this is weird, but
It's not weird.
so like I think about a blue cylinder.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at a blue cylinder.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, let's move the blue cylinder around. So the blue cylinder moves around.
Mhm.
Okay, and then that usually leads off to something else.
Mm-hmm.
And my brain goes with it, and next thing I know, I'm ready to go to sleep.
Yes. So
Because
meditation.
bam, I fell asleep.
That's it.
Nice.
That's a form of meditation.
See,
So
I do it almost every night.
good for
At
you.
least I try because
That's incredible.
if my brain's going, I'm like, let's think about something I did when I was 5.
Suddenly it's 4:00 in the morning. So
Yeah.
So that for me is one of the ways that so for me, meditating, if I'm going to, when everything fell apart with my fiance when I was 19 and my engagement fell apart and everything, I used to go tanning a lot. And in the tanning bed, that's where I figured out that's where I was meditating for the first time ever. So I would lay down and I would think of, it would just be white. Everything would be white. Because, I'm in a tanning bed, first of all. My eyes were closed, but it's easy to imagine white because the lights are bright, even with your little goggly things. So close your eyes. I imagine just white. And it's like I try and focus on, there's a black dot somewhere in the distance in this white. So I have to find that black dot, right? Then I find the black dot and then you just focus on it, and meditation, same kind of thing. It's just this awareness of self. Okay.
Mhm.
So I don't think blue cylinder is weird at all.
Well, okay, so like I generally don't turn a TV on for distraction.
Mhm.
Like that's not something that I would do. I usually generally turn the TV on because I'm going to watch it.
Right.
Like either it's not going to be on or it is.
Right.
Like, so I do find it weird when people use that as the distraction.
Uh-huh.
Now, music on the other hand,
Wow.
Yes.
that is my distraction. So I
Yes.
can turn the radio on and I can have it on all day
And never know
listen
what's
to it.
going on.
But do you ever just sit on your couch with nothing on, not your phone, and just sit there?
and not think about anything?
Try not to.
Disassociation.
I can't do that. I have to have the TV on or a radio. I have to have background noise.
I find myself doing it a lot.
And I think it just goes back to my childhood, but I always have to have background noise. Always. If it's too quiet, I feel uneasy.
Yeah. So I pulled up
Not for me.
up disassociate so that I could figure out definition of, right? So I pull it up and it said disassociate, another term for disassociate. Handy.
Wow.
That's helpful.
What's sleep? It's sleeping, duh.
So
sleep is sleep.
So disassociation is the disconnection and lack of continuity between thoughts, memories, surroundings, action, and identity. So you get to a point where you just disassociate and you just don't focus on anything. You don't think about anything. You just exist, right?
Mhm.
Nothing. You don't think about anything. That on your couch, doing nothing, disassociating. And it's okay.
it's a form of coping.
It is.
What?
Yeah.
Millennials and Gen Z have mastered it.
We have. So it's, let me look and see.
But you're still aware of your surroundings, so how is that disassociating?
If you're aware of your surroundings, if you're thinking about what's going on around you with your surroundings and such. So if you're just sitting there and you're not like, I don't know how to explain it. Like when you zone off and you zone out and you just do nothing and you're just zoning and you're just like existing, but also like zoning, and anybody could walk up and be like, hello? Are you good? And then you snap back into it and you're like, oh, my bad. I don't know where I've been for the last 5 minutes, but it obviously wasn't here. There's your disassociation.
Mm-hmm.
So let me look. Disassociation. So I can have an actual better definition versus meditation. Disassociating, which is feeling numb, is basically the opposite of meditation, which is relaxed and focused. Okay, so there's deep meditation can bring people into a euphoric state, which transcends the body. So you're more mental, breath-wise, etc. That's kind of the feeling that you want to go towards when it comes to meditation. This is loading, so obviously I'm trying to fill time before this. Why is this taking forever to load? For the love.
If it
I
takes
don't
more
know.
than 10 seconds, it's slow for internet time.
Yeah. So let's see.
We had a website once that said it was like 0.0023 or something. But that's a slow for internet time. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was great. So
My computer's slow for my brain. I know that.
this sense of self that is associated with the body leaves the body and then becomes localized somewhere else, as if you are looking for the body in disassociation. Okay. It's a survival tactic.
Mm-hmm.
The thinking part of the brain, which is the cerebral cortex, is not being activated because in survival brain doesn't access thinking. It just reacts. And in this case, the mind separates from the body. Whereas meditation is that relaxing and connection between self and body. So it's the awareness of. So to delocalize the sense of self and see that it is not integrally, attached to the body and the sense of self are not the same thing. However, they appear together.
Okay, so earlier today,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
McCall and I
Yes.
were having a conversation,
Yes.
and she had to stop and go, hey.
I
That
did.
happened to us yesterday.
I did. And I said, are you
Are you
good? Because I don't know what's going on over there. And then he
So-
started laughing because he was like, I'm sorry. I'm mad. So I'm in my head.
So was that disassociation or was that meditation?
I don't think that was
Not meditation. Absolutely not
No.
meditation. It wouldn't be disassociation either, though, because you are aware of your brain.
I think you were just
You were in your own head.
I was trying to focus on what she was saying and all the other stuff I was going to say.
Yes. So
not to her,
not
but-
to me, to other humans.
Mhm.
So that's just existence. I mean, that's not,
I think that's just distraction. Your brain was just
confusion,
lack of
distraction,
focus.
lots of things to focus on.
Because that happened to you yesterday too, when we were going somewhere, and I literally had a conversation with myself, because then I was like, right, and you were like, what? I was
What?
like, really?
So it's hard to, it's
Was I
hard.
mad about something?
No, I think you were just distracted, because I was like, listen, and then
It's-
we started laughing, and then you just told me what happened, and I was like, okay, yeah, and then you told me, tell me
Remember
again.
what happened.
Weird. it's interesting. It's different the way that the brain works,
Mm-hmm.
the way
Very.
that it operates based on localization of stuff, right? So I think, for example, like I've been in a situation where there's just like nothing going on, and I will just like disassociate, and we're just sitting, and I'm just like off in nowhere land. And Dustin will come up and he'll be like, what are you looking at? And then I'm like, literally nothing. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, existing, I guess. I honestly, I have no idea. So anyway, there's your difference between meditation and disassociation, because meditation is the awareness of self and mind and body and being current in that situation. Disassociation is that, like, I'm going to scroll through TikTok for 15 hours. Me in the mornings. My bad.
Me too, instead of getting ready.
Other things on this mental physical well-being list: giving yourself or getting a spa treatment, one or the other, whatever.
Spa treatment.
I really like, just like, pedicures are great. Just doing them for yourself. Just soak my feet in the water, get some sugar scrub my feet, cut my toenails.
Yeah, I
call
want
it
to
good.
do that.
I'm not going to paint them or anything, but taking an exercise class, going for a run, practicing yoga.
Gym.
I love yoga.
Yoga.
I think yoga's awesome.
Hot yoga.
I don't like hot yoga.
Oh, okay.
I've never tried hot
Oof,
yoga,
I
but
don't
last
like
time
it.
I tried yoga, I was sore in spots I didn't even know existed.
Yes. So
I was told that for back issues
Mhm.
to do like a hot yoga,
hot yoga it's really good.
but I don't know.
Hot yoga is really good. But they just like crank the temperature in the room up to like 95 or 100 degrees. And then,
so like how it was here yesterday.
yes.
Yeah.
And then you do yoga in that situation.
I would probably
opened-
have an anxiety attack. I cannot be that hot.
I opened the window.
Did you?
It was like, what, 18 degrees? You could just feel the
Jeez.
coming in, and I was like,
This is nice.
This is nice.
See, I think hot yoga would be really fun. Like I said, I've never been to a hot yoga class though. I think it would be really fun. I've tried to stay through a hot yoga class and I couldn't. But it's, again, yoga is that connection of brain, body, mind, soul experience. So when you go through like yoga flows and stuff, you have typically an intention that you set, and then you try and move it through your body, basically. So like, just like that, you get the Grinch yelling.
Yep.
So, for
I didn't
example,
want to do it that high.
I'm glad you didn't. So, for example, when I was doing yoga often, I'd probably take 2 classes a week when I was in Vernal. A lot of the times my intention or mantra that you would come back to is acceptance of self was one that I would use, or self-love is one that I would use, or I appreciate myself, I appreciate my body was another one that I would use. And so those intentions, while you're moving through flows, depending on how you're feeling about yourself that day, you can have the exact same intention, and on Tuesday you move through all of these flows incredibly well, and you stretch really well, and you're very flexible. And then on Thursday you come back and it's awful. It's more difficult to be able to move through because you have more tension associated with whatever your intention is. So cool. Like the connection of it is beautiful. And then the same thing with hot yoga, you move through it because you're like it's not forcing yourself, but it's like putting yourself into a different situation to be able to move through and control your body essentially from a spirit position. So super cool. Love yoga.
I think we're gonna have to do a to be continued.
I know, because this is so good. I love
So-
this.
So we'll do after work activities part 2
Yes, I think that's awesome.
On
the next podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. So this has been super fun.
Yes, it
This
has.
has been great.
I've
So
enjoyed it.
we'll have more deeper conversations probably on Friday. We don't have
Yes.
anything else going on Friday, right?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Perfect. All right. Well, this has been The Perspective.